Hey everyone, and welcome to Monday Motivation. Hey, just recently had a chance to become part of the team as we had about 2 months ago, I guess, Glenn Sanford became the new CEO. The company was bought and we're having a lot of fun with it. We're doing some great stuff together and we're looking forward to being a big part of your life. So very excited to have you in our world and grateful for those that are coming on. Hey, it's nice to see you guys. Kristen and Wendy, got Francisco. Wow, how nice. Nice to see you all. Thanks. So first of all, I want to just kind of give you a quick look. You know, when Glenn Sanford took this over as the CEO and really began the leadership in this, he's such a great innovator and such a great inspiration. What a great story. You'll be reading about him. If you haven't already, he's become a very big deal these past 11 years, building a very large real estate company. And then, of course, he was so excited about having a chance to work with Success, and he called me and asked if I would be a part of it. I was thrilled. I'll tell you why in just a second. But the reality is this has been my business, my life for a long time. I had a chance to start my early day career with Jim Rohn. And by the way, my name is Hobbs, so it's a pleasure to meet you. What I discovered in my early days with Jim was that personal development was, the biggest part of my life. It became about everything. I worked with him, got a chance to put tens of thousands of people through events, and was very excited, of course, to learn that Success actually has a lot of Jim Rohn property, and so it's almost full circle for me to come back into it and to be able to represent and be part of it. Hi, guys. Seen a lot of people come in. Thanks for being here today. Very happy to meet you. Listen, super excited because we're also going to, Josh Ellis, who's the editor-in-chief, still, of course, doing that. The team is the same team. Everybody's doing great stuff, and we're just planning on doing even bigger things, which you're going to start to see unfolding by the week soon. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes. A lot of it's being released and beginning to see things hit different parts of our world. And by the way, welcome. If you haven't come across it yet, you're about to get introduced soon to Success World. And I think it'll blow your mind. So we got a lot of stuff coming down the pike. I'm excited today because I'm going to talk a little bit about, give you a little of my background. I did start with Jim when I was 18 years old. I happened to get a chance to work side by side with another gentleman that you might know. His name is Tony Robbins. Tony was 17. We started together in business. Working with Jim, got a chance to do that for several years, became the president of his company. And I've had quite a journey in the training space, in the real estate world specifically. And so this was a very unique opportunity for me to come full circle back around to some of the very same material that was my foundation. So I'm excited about that. I want to tell you just a little bit about what I'm going to do today because I want to go through just a little bit of Jim Rohn. I thought if I was going to talk about anything particular, it might be him because he was, for me, like a father figure. I met him at such an early age that he was very, very foundational to my growth. And what was really cool about that was I got a chance to spend 8 years with him. We were friends until the very end, and it was a huge part of my life and a huge loss when we lost him 11 years ago. But I'm sure many of you already know who he is. And if you don't, oh my gosh, you've got to go figure out who Jim is. We've got lots of his material that you can check out on our sites. Let me go through a couple things. I thought today I wanted to go through just 4 things that I believe were some of those that hit me. I mean, I know we've got a book of Jim Rohn quotes that's got like 300 quotes in it. I want to just go through a few things that really have made a big difference for me that were kind of personal. And one of them was this idea that you don't get paid for the time you put in. You actually get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. And one of the things that I noticed a long time ago was that, people that had jobs very often were talking about the time they put in, the hours they worked. And really what it comes down to is what are you putting in those hours? What are you doing that's really creating value? And, the thing that's hardest is people think that because they're working harder, they should be making more money. The reality is value is the key. So Jim taught me a lot about that. I was able to deliver a lot of value in his company. I created a company that built a huge training company in the real estate space. And then through the years, gotten a chance to play with Glenn Sanford and some other industry giants. And today I find myself here. So I will say value is a big deal. We want to be able to do that. Number two, I also wrote down work expands to fill the time we allow for its completion. And I don't know who said it first, but I learned from Jim Rohn at a very early age that, the things that we put into our time, those things that we do, that work always expands. If I say, hey, I'm going to take a couple hours to do this thing, guess how long it takes me? If I said, hey, I'm going to put 15 minutes in on this, guess how long it takes me? And the thing that you have to realize is that if you really want to get honed in on the things that really matter, you take the very few things that matter, you put them into the most compressed time possible. You do as much of that as you can and watch what happens to your results. Explosions, right? So one of the things I learned when I was in my business and had a very large training company was that we called it vacation miracle. And that was that, did you ever notice that when you're going on vacation, you're getting ready to leave this Friday, that suddenly compression of time is easy, right? You start saying, hey, I can't take that meeting. I'd love to see you, but, and you start breaking off and saying, no, I have to stay on point on purpose during this time as I get to that vacation leave, right? And so what you start to realize is that there was a time when, in fact, he said to me, now that you've hit this milestone, just do it in less time. And for me, that clicked in as being, wow, if I just do what I do and do it in less time, imagine what the results could be. So there's a book called The 12-Week Year. I call it the 13-week year because the year divides equally into 4 parts in 13-week segments. But either way, if you start compressing time and figure out that whatever you did, can you do it in half the time? Then can you half that again? That's what's called 4 quarters that equal 1 year each, which means we're getting 4 times the results in 1 year. Powerful concept. The third thing I wanted to bring to you today was something that Jim said to me my first day I ever met him. I'm 18 years old. I'm taking notes, scribbling on a Saturday night of all nights to be seeing a speaker when you're 18. And he said, stand guard at the door of your mind. And I wanted to bring that to you today because you're probably very aware, if you have kids, if you have young people around you, you're aware of the influences of people around you. Say, hey, don't hang around with the right crowd. Don't be around the wrong crowd. Watch out who you hang with. You show me who you are hanging with and I'll tell you what you're like. And my question for you becomes, when is that not true? And so one of the things that he said that night, that first night when I was taking 19 pages of notes in my stenographer's notebook, was stand guard at the door of your mind, that you literally have to be very aware of who you're listening to, what you're taking in, and be conscious about, the choices that you're making. And literally, hi guys, nice to see you all. I'm sorry to keep breaking in here, but you've got so much activity going. So the thing that you have to realize is that when you start realizing all the input we get from so many different sources, we watch TV, watch the news. Some people are proud of the fact they watch news 2-3 times a day. Oh my gosh, stop the noise. So what I've done is chosen to step out of that, be very conscious about the things that I allow in, because I'm standing guard at the door of my mind. How are you doing with that? Because that's going to be a big dictator of the results that you're getting. Who is influencing you? Who are you allowing to play in your brain matter? Who are you allowing to be an influence on your life? And so that's going to be a very big part of your obvious results, your success. The fourth thing, I'll kind of finish up with this. I've got a couple of quick announcements on this first introduction, and it's such a great opportunity to meet you. And thanks for being here, you guys. I'll go back and read through your kind comments and the things that you're saying. But the fourth thing I wanted to say was one that really struck me, and it's been part of almost every training, seminar, program I've ever done. And Jim said to me the first night I met him, you can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. And then he said, and if you stay how you are, you'll always have what you've got. And I wanted to mention this one and bring it to you because to me, this is a big one when it comes to you can have more if you change, or you'll have what you have if you stay the same. And it's a real simple process. I mean, Rohn was very clear that nothing happens it's not just effort, working harder. It's not just, I'm going to go put in more hours. It's not that. It's who are you being? Who are you becoming? And I'm actually going to change that to say, who are you actually allowing yourself to be? Because I believe we were born into God's perfection. And the thing that's interesting about that is we have a chance to show up, and yet many of us are held back by our beliefs, the things that we've come to learn, and we believe they're true. These are our truths we hold as sacred, when in fact they're just beliefs we've been given. So I would want to urge you to say, really take a look at how you're working on you, because when you change, it changes. When you become more, you have more. You're going to have more access, more people, more things that you can be around. You're going to elevate yourself, and the people that you play with, the people that you look up to and admire are going to suddenly be right here next to you, your peers. And that happens when you grow and you change. So that's your Monday motivation. This is my first go. I will look forward to being with you. I think Josh Ellis is going to let me have this little Monday period. Josh is really making some great changes, and his team are remarkably changing the publication for the better. It's looking great. We're so excited about it. By the way, if I think about what I probably should tell you is that our new issue hits the newsstands I think tomorrow. Damon John is on the front cover, which I'm really excited about, and the Success 25. It's a great article, and we'd love to have you take a peek. Go find it on the newsstands. Of course, you can always subscribe. We'd love that. And every week I'm going to come in and do this again, and probably have a different topic and a different thing each week that I'll bring you. And again, my name is Don Hobbs. It's certainly my pleasure to be a part of this. Thank you for being a part of our lives. I will say one last thing. If you have not subscribed and you would like to subscribe, we would love to have you as part of our family. And you can go to success.com/subscribe and go ahead and get your magazines. You don't have to go to the newsstands and get it. You can find a newsstand that's even open right now. Until we meet again next week, by the way, thanks guys for being here. I'm seeing all kinds of people. Thank you very much for being part of my first little message. I'll be back for next week's Monday Motivation, and we will continue to do this for a long time to come. And we got a lot of things to bring you, and there's some fun things coming down the pike. Look for Success World. I'm going to just say this, successworlddownload.com. Maybe a little early. There's not a lot going on in there, but our offices are there. We'd love to see you. Come and see us. And in the meantime, guys, have an incredible week. Let's make this one like the best in 2021. Well, that's right. It's a short year so far, but go make it your best one ever. See you guys soon.